Hey, it's 28 millimeter RPG. Rick here. Let's get everybody else in here. Ah, welcome to the show. We are live once again. Uh, today we have the same old gang as everybody's seen. To my that way is Josh playing Nova or November.
Yep. Hello.
Down below is Gordo, who is playing Magnus.
Hello.
And let's see, kitty corner here from me is that Spencer guy playing Merlin.
Hey.
Alrighty, gonna do a little bit of a recap because it's been a while since our audience members have seen us playing in this game, and we will recap. Alrighty, so fantasy world. This is Godforsaken Cypher System, so it's a little bit of a unique task difficulty resolution kind of game. So not quite like D&D, but close. All the players roll the dice. I don't have to roll any dice. Yay. Keeps me free with my imagination here over on this end. So, as the story goes, this is a totally unique planet fantasy world. And our story had started off with Spencer's character, Merlin, who is a kind of a similar to a vampire, but not quite. He's still rather a young kind of nocturnal being, and he was turned by his lover, who she ended up getting killed by a cult, which was a they were known as, let's see, do I have it written down here? Well, they were a cult that was following a group. They were basically wearing yellow robes, so they were they started off basically in a human centric world with
I believe the term you're looking for is Ember Hand.
The Ember Hand, correct. Thank you. I didn't actually go ahead and start looking through your notes in each character. And just so everybody knows, this is the character sheet, just so that everybody can see that. Of course, you guys can't see that. You guys already see your own sheets. So just to let everybody know, this is the nice thing about the Fantasy Grounds. You can have the character sheets and work off of them, and still do theater of the mind as well. So it was a human-centric world. Or dwarves and elves kind of hiding off in the lingering, vestiges of this world. And one day, this cult started overcoming the humans. And gradually, what happened was Merlin decided to go on his, on a little bit of a vengeance spree against this Ember Hand. And what happened was Gregory, his manservant, lured him into a trap in order to save himself from these cultists. And so Merlin was stuck in a sarcophagus for over 200 years. Went into somewhat of a comatose state while lingering in that sarcophagus. And in the meantime, the humans eventually wiped themselves out of existence, so to speak, in the last 200 years. So what ended up happening is Magnus and November were on a quest to recover the 5 names of the gods, the forgotten names of the gods. The Gordo's character Magnus knows one of the gods, who he is a patron of. November is also knows one of the names of the gods, which she is a patron of. And Merlin knows of a god, which was the patron of his of the one who turned him, and he remembers her by a necklace which he keeps close to him. It's got an amulet with the statuette on there, and so after a little bit of coaxing, negotiating with Grigory, because Grigory has returned, the gnome, who knew that what he had done, trapping his master in order to save his family, which did not work out well for him anyways, because the cultists ended up killing his family in the end. And so it's somewhat kind of like Grigory's kind of redemption arc, returning Merlin back into the world of the living here, and helping him to gain vengeance against the Ember Hand. So the four end up getting, as you guys decided to go to the surface, discovered that there was a large contingent of these cultists gathered around. And for those who are like, where are the humans and stuff like that? Well, imagine this kind of like the movie Omega Man, or what was the remake of it with Will Smith? What was it called?
I Am Legend, right?
I Am Legend, yes. It's similar to that, where all the humans kind of mutated and turned into these kind of ghastly looking forms, and they end up having, you know, tentacles and that sort of thing, you know, attached to them as they mutated and became more hideous. So anyways, so where were we? They arrived at the scene where there was a group of these cultists committing a sacrifice, which brought forth the what looked to be some sort of a leviathan waking from the other side of the world, and its outstretched tentacles went ahead and grabbed forth the moon and drew it towards the world and started to envelop it. And so off in the distance, you basically see, you know, these large sinewy type of tentacles pulling forth on this world, and there's earthquakes occurring every once in a while, and there's a potential of, you know, some awful things happening on the other side of the world, which will eventually start occurring over on this side, of course, as we humans know about, you know, the makeup of worlds and stuff. We're kind of guessing there's going to be typhoons and stuff like that coming, I think, or something even worse. However, in the meantime, in the world, the cultists have joined forces with other denizens of chaos, and they are marauding around the world, causing all kinds of damage, besieging the elvish lands. And it just so happens that our heroes are going to one of the elvish fortresses, and along the way they encounter one of these armies which is laying siege on it. With the aid of the elf known as Saratel, the ranger, he encounters the group and joins up with them in order to show them a way of getting into the fortress without having to go through the army. And this way is an underground complex of catacombs, which the group has escaped after encountering wolves and other unearthly creatures. You escape into the depths, and down below you had encountered a room, a large kind of octagonal room with a pool in the middle of it, and the pool is draining off into one edge of the room, and it is there that you found the secret entrance, which opened up into a corridor which wide off into two directions. One direction had a bunch of large stones in there, looked like rubble had come through from the ceiling, and Grigory had let you know that there was creatures in there that are stirring some sort of large slimy bug-like things, and he didn't want to go down that way. He decided to go down the other direction, which went downwards, and that's where you guys decided, yeah, going down is the right thing to do, because the dwarves like to go down deeper, and but the elves were kind of not too keen about the idea. And descending down the stairs, Grigory had happened upon what looked to be an ancient battle that had occurred between a party, and it looked like some remains of these zombie-like creatures, which he referred to as Draugr. The room that he has gone down into, he purported was partially filled with water. And he ends up starting to rummage through the remains of the fallen party down below. And which reminds me, I should be doing sorry guys, the time clock. I forgot about that. There we go. We're only going to have an hour anyway, so we'll just keep that in mind. So where we are at now is down below in the watery depths of the room. The water itself is a few inches to maybe a foot deep, as he purports, and the rest of the party is decided to come down these stairs, and that's where we left off in the last episode. A large room before you is kind of an L shape. It seems to go one way and then curves off and disappears around a corner. Before you, like I said, is what looks to be apparently what remains of 4 party members who look like a warrior and somebody in a robe and another person in a robe and a smaller person in leather armor left to rot on the floor. There's also the remains of other undead, which had been decapitated and slain, but the remains of these this former party seems to be rather old. That the bodies have skeletalized. So this occurrence had occurred quite some time. And Grigory, he moves up ahead with his torch, and he continues to kind of look around. He says, "Master, do you want me to continue down this way, or should I hold my place?"
He's gone silent.
You muted your mic, Spencer.
Oh,
He's so shocked.
what? Sorry. Keep going down the hallway. We need to figure out what's at the end of this hall.
He's like, there's a weird sound up ahead. It sounds like something. It sounds like a sucking noise, but it's really loud.
Well, you're gonna figure it out.
He disappears around the corner, and you basically see the torchlight up against the wall, but you don't see him. You can kind of vaguely see his shadow around on the wall as he's mucking around.
What do you see, Grigor?
It looks like a whirlpool or something. There's
Well,
also
jump in
some
then.
sarcophagi.
Interesting.
So who wants to go for a swim?
Grieger volunteers.
So, approaching ahead.
Yep.
Standing still. Okay.
We'll,
November moves up ahead, and the ranger kind of follows along with you. And as you come across around the corner and take a look, yeah, you see basically the water on the floor has kind of done a little bit of a whirlpool in the middle of the floor at the end of this room. You can see what appears to be 3 sarcophagus also in front of it as well.
I'll go up and I'll just give Grieger a little push and push him into the whirlpool.
Okay. Yeah, you approach behind him and you give him a push, and he's practically kind of goes off, and suddenly the light goes out because he's got the torch, and he goes into the whirlpool, and basically goes, and you don't see him at all. He just gets sucked right under.
What did you do with Grieger?
He went for a swim.
The ranger kind of looks odd at you. He's like, why did you do that?
Better him than me. Gnomes, you know? I thought they float.
He's like, he might be, you might have killed him.
Better him than us.
He kind of looks a little shocked. But, looks back at the rest of the party.
Well, we need to get him. He may have done me wrong, but we need him.
Okay.
It appears to be, looks to be like a dead end here. Just the 3 sarcophagus at the end of the hall. And like I said, before that is the whirlpool in the center. You can cross safely by the looks of it along either side of the whirlpool and reach the sarcophaguses if you wish. Otherwise,
I need to see what's in them.
Yeah.
you need to see what's in them. Everyone wants to see what's in them. All right.
I open the first one.
You approach, it's massive. The massive like stone on this. You go ahead and use some strength to go ahead and budge it. Basically, this will be a demanding one. So your target number is 19 on a might roll, please.
Okay. I'll help him. See if I can.
Okay. That'll give him an assist, so that brings it down to 6.
A 6? Well, I ain't moving that.
So from the ceiling, you hear something like fall from above, hitting the sarcophagus. There's a few stones, and down drops a couple of these like slithering looking bug like creatures. They appear to be about 8 to 10 feet long. They appear to have a body which is maybe the size of a foot in diameter, and they basically fall and start slithering around to flail around at you. You can do a
Magnus says, "Fools! Don't you know never to disturb a sacred tomb in the realms of the dwarves? They're always booby trapped." And he'll step forward to address the threat as well.
Okay. You sound a little crackled up. Maybe we I think do you have your setting which is down at the bottom of the page there? Do you have your setting at automate your your audio.
All right, now,
Automatic.
do you hear me?
Yep, perfect. Yeah, it sounds like it's
Is that any better?
yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds a lot better. Yeah.
A
Perfect.
lot better.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always let StreamYards automate everything because that's where we were having troubles last time. So, and yeah, the elf, he goes ahead and starts firing an arrow that way. Flop, flop. Spencer, do a defense roll. Defense of 9, please.
Defense of 9.
Yeah, you need a 9. So you're doing a speed roll. You need to beat a 9 or higher unless you want to use effort.
I can't remember how this works.
If you use effort, go ahead.
Okay, I got it. I
Yeah,
got it.
Go ahead and click on the effort at the bottom of your screen of the Fantasy Grounds and change that 0 to a 1. I believe you have a one like a 1 edge in your speed, so that cuts down the cost of the pool to go ahead and do an effort. Woohoo! It bites into you, causing you 2 points of damage.
Someone kill this thing.
Magnus will bring up his great axe Blackheart and take a chop at the creature.
Very well. And you need basically a 9 or higher as well. It's task difficulty 3.
Okay.
Unless you decide to use effort.
Magnus is feeling a little weakened from our previous encounter, so he's gonna just do this one straight.
Okay. And that is a hit. You cleave into it. You slice through it, severing it in half very easily. With your battle axe, it causes a lot of damage. You can see that from above, there's 3 more that are kind of clinging to the ceiling. And they are trying to make their way around along the sides of the walls.
I will shoot one of them with my bow.
Very well. Go for it. That is a miss. The arrow goes flicking off into a different direction. Oh boy. And the wall starts collapsing. Go ahead and like the ceiling starts collapsing in that area. Spencer, make a roll. This is going to be a difficult roll with this massive collapse which is happening over top of the sarcophagi. You need a 12 or higher.
Okay, and what's it under? Speed?
Do a speed roll, please.
All right.
With your massive speed, you just flare out of there like nothing. Any kind of
catch me with this.
Any kind of extra effect that you want to add to that, you may do so with that high roll.
I wouldn't even know where to begin. I basically back away and get behind everyone else.
Okay.
Phase through everyone.
And kind of just to let you know, and this is for everybody else out there observing, learning about Cypher System. If he wanted to, he could have used his speed. He could have said, with that roll, he could have said, yeah, as I do this, I go ahead and make sure I shove one of the creatures into the colliding stones, or something like that, you can do that. It's entirely up to you. Kind of you if you want to add an effect to what you're doing in order to,
That would be a good effect.
so something like that is what I mean. Like you can do when you roll high like that.
Okay.
Okay. So you get minor effects, major effects. So something like that, you can cause damage to one of these creatures, kind of idea. If it was a major effect, it'd be something like, yeah, you as you go by, you shove the other monster into the other, and the collapse happens over top of them, killing them both, kind of idea. Something like that.
Yeah.
But that'd be like if you rolled a 20, and you can add your own intrusion to that whole incident.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Since we've been playing Traveler so long, it's kind of like we got to get our heads into the Cypher system once again.
Yeah, I'm
always
pretty rusty.
It's always a challenge. Yes.
Pretty rusty when it comes to Cypher. We'll get the hang of it again, though.
All right, this impedes the critters for a little bit here as you are seeing this unfold.
While they're distracted, I will try to cleave another one of them.
Okay, you move forth and attack. Roll. You need a 9 or higher.
Okay. So
And
close.
That was very close. Ka-ching! The battle axe rings off on one of the stones as it deflects off from one of the creatures. This critter bites back at you, meaning you will do a speed check at you need a 9 or higher for you, Gordo.
Okay. It's a speed defense, right?
Yep. Nice one. You avoid the attack. And same with you for Merlin, since you are in the fray as well. You are getting attacked by one of these critters. 9 or higher.
Okay, I'm 9 or higher.
Yep.
And that's on the defense, right?
Yeah. Your speed.
Yeah.
Beauty,
Nice.
no problem. The creature's attack, once again for Merlin, 9 or higher for a defense.
Yeah, if
Oh, hold on. What's that?
I'm gonna see that. Sorry, I see the creature going to attack him. So I run over if I can't. I'm gonna try to. Sorry, I'm gonna run over to Merlin and use distortion on him.
Okay.
It gives him an asset on speed defense.
Okay. All right.
There we go.
Perfect.
For 1 minute.
Alrighty. And you do so.
So
The other the ranger. Oh god. I'm not gonna roll anymore. The ranger, he moves in, but he tries to sidestep some of the debris as he's making an attack, and he gets pulled down into the whirlpool. His cape gets caught, and it starts sucking him right in. He goes
Magnus
ahead.
will reach out and try to extend a hand to grab him before he's sucked away.
All right, this will be a demanding, once again, a 9 or higher speed roll, please.
Okay. And I will apply effort to this one.
Every time I come here to grab towels, the first thing I think of is Mom, like, you have this chance.
And yes, you do so. No problem. You grab a hold of him, and you kind of just end up like fighting for a bit to pull him out. And he's like, "Thank you, brother dwarf," as you pull him free. In the meantime,
Step more carefully, friend elf.
Merlin, you may commit an attack if you wish.
I need to take back what they're trying to do to me. They're trying to eat me, so I'm going to attack them. With my might, right?
Yeah, just do a might roll, please.
All
It's
right.
once again, it's a 9.
9 or higher.
Yep.
Oh,
the
that's like smacking them in the
yeah,
face.
the creature dives back from your attack with its quick reflexes, and it is now the creature's turn. We'll go with November. November's
Yeah.
yep.
Defense roll.
You can do an attack. Yeah.
Attack. Okay. I'm going to use Blessing of the Gods, Sunlight, and Fire.
Okay.
Let's see if this
Oh!
we need new dice.
And yeah, the flames have been dashed by the spewing of the water that is coming down from the ceiling, causing no damage there. It is let's see, where are we here? Let's go with yeah, we don't have him. Magnus.
Okay.
Your action.
All right. I will. I'm going to use Blessing of the Gods on myself in this case.
Okay. And let's see.
Not exactly sure what that did there. The should be adding additional damage to my next successful weapon attack is what that should do.
Oh, the Blessing of War. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So it deals an additional 2 points of damage on your next successful weapon attack. Awesome.
Okay. And then exerting myself, I spin the axe around in a wide arc, the runes on the outside of it glowing briefly, and I apply effort and slam the weapon into the creature in front of me.
Commit the roll. Might.
Okay. Effort and might.
Beautiful. That hits, strikes the creature, cleaves it straight in half.
Nice.
Leaving basically the one left. The other make an attack here for Sertel, and he strikes and hits the creature, wounding it, leaving the creature to attack, and it will attack Sertel, causing 2 points of damage to him with the bite. It snaps against him. It is now Magnus. Your turn.
Okay. I yell an ancient war cry of the Iron Brotherhood, jump off the sarcophagus, and bring the axe down over my head to try to finish the creature off.
Very well. Roll.
Nope.
Ah!
Sadly, I lose my footing. My foot slips out from under me, and I take a knee before standing back up again. But I completely missed the creature in the process.
Wet, slimy slop of everything that's come down from the walls and the water and the boulders and all that other debris is wrecking
And for how
havoc on
hurt
your
I
plans.
am, I still give out a big howl and laughter.
Marilyn, your turn. I shouldn't say that, but it is your action.
I'm gonna basically try and run at him and hit him with my fists and kicks.
Okay. Roll them. You need the 9 or higher. Bam, bam, bam. You're punching into its
Thank you.
upper carapace.
And Magnus tries to suppress a chuckle of his own at his companion's misfortune.
Okay, November.
I'll try one more time. I'll use the blessing of the gods, death and darkness.
Okay.
That's better.
Nice.
And that does, let's see, I have to remember what
I
death
think
and darkness.
3 points of
Oh,
damage.
wither damage. Holy moly. Okay. And the creature itself goes ahead and starts to kind of writhe, and then it just kind of curls up into kind of almost like a ball, and it just starts to wither away, and you see its face get sucked inside of its shell, and yeah, it dies a horrible withering death.
And then I'll let a little chuckle.
The
I could have done that.
it's now pretty much just the sucking noise of this whirlpool in the room. You've got the drizzling effect of all this, mud and everything coming down from the sides, drizzling all over the ancient ruins around you. The sarcophaguses are entirely mashed and covered in debris, boulders.
So, shall we take a quick rest? Or is everyone doing okay?
Well, the only way we got is down.
Yeah.
We need to go down.
Do you
We
need
to
a
get
rest?
Grieger.
Yeah, if you
I-
want to do your rest in order to recover some points, you may do so.
Yes, I'm feeling a bit weakened. I will take just a moment to gather my wits about me.
Yeah, nobody's used a rest so far. So if you wish to use the action, go ahead and make your recovery roll. That's on the bottom where it's and you can apply those points to so for Magnus, you can recover 7 points back off of any of your might, speed. That looks to be the only 2 that have been decreased. So I'll let you guys adjust all that. If you want to, if you don't know how to, just go ahead and click on like the red letters on your might, and you should be able to change them upwards. So if you're adding 2, go ahead and do that.
When you hit recovery, it gives you the option of the 3 of them, and you can choose.
Okay.
Recovery, and it gives
I'm
you.
gonna do my recovery now as well.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go. And you can split them up between the 3 of them,
Cool.
or whichever I think is.
Still feeling a bit shaky. Magnus is gonna see if everyone will wait an additional 10 minutes.
Do the 10 minutes.
Yeah, we can do that. I'll pull out a book and just start reading.
I'm gonna sit here and think about how Grieger's doing.
He's fine. He can take care of himself. He's taken care of himself for 200 years. What's another 10, 20 minutes or so?
True enough. I guess I could do one more recovery roll, yeah?
Yeah, since you're waiting 10 minutes anyways, you can do so if you wish.
Yeah. Might as well. Well, there we go. Oh. There we go.
Cool, that's neat. I didn't realize that is a option where it gives you it's just showing how it's being applied on the screen here. That's cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, It's been 10 minutes. Shall we continue?
Yep.
Yeah, occasionally you see that occasionally the water starts flowing in a little faster, and then it kind of dwindles off a bit for a moment, and then it starts, coming down a little bit more. It's kind of
Magnus's
fluctuating.
eyes flicker, and he sounds very old and tired once again and says, "Yes, my friends, we must proceed with grave caution now."
Saratel looks over at you and it goes, and then looks at the rest of the party. Is he okay?
Yes, fine. That rest was just the thing I needed.
Here we go.
Yeah, the elf ranger kind of looks a little confused, but he's like, okay, alrighty. Are you sure you're okay?
I'm quite myself once again. He raises his axe up and his arms are kind of shaking and says, "Ready to go when all of you are."
He looks you over. He goes, "Oh, I think there is something. This dwarvish warrior is somewhat influenced by the weapon that he holds." He's kind of looking.
They've been nattering back and forth since we started this expedition.
Kind of
We're used to
strange.
find out.
The weapon
Strange
does not master me. I master it. Blackheart is my servant.
He kind of looks at you. He's like, well, so it seems. Well, where shall we go now? He's kind of looking around and looks at the whirlpool.
We're going down. I gotta get Grieger.
Alrighty.
Since this all began with a attempt to look in sarcophagi, perhaps we should look there first.
The sarcophagi
I'm
is basically covered now in large boulders and stones with the water pouring down all about them. Looks like it would take you some time.
Give me a moment. I'll clear this. He tries to lift a stone and oh, well, perhaps not. We'll have to come back later.
It's best to leave the dead dead. So who is going down first?
I am. I need to get Grieger.
Okay, Red Eyes. Go get
Perhaps
him.
if we tied a rope around you, we would lose you forever. Just as a precaution.
The
Rope away.
the ranger goes ahead and pulls forth out of his bag some kind of a line. Looks like it's made from silk. He attaches it onto Merlin, grabs hold, and goes ahead and carries on the line to the rest of the group. I'm not too sure how far, but give us a few tugs in a sequence if you need if you're okay. If not, we'll try to pull you up in short order. How long can
Hey,
you
Rick.
hold your breath?
Hey, Rick, Josh lost his connection. Just make
Oh,
sure he's not trying to get back in the stream there.
Sorry. Had to stream. There we go. There he goes. He reappears. There we go.
Fluent is signal every 2 seconds, so it's being weird.
Okay.
As to holding my breath, I am at 1 with oxygen. I don't need it. I'm going in.
Spoken like a true vampire, he says. All right. He's hanging on. And you take the plunge.
Sploosh.
As you are, the rest of you guys are leading him down, giving him a little bit of slack as he's going, and as you are going down through this violent surge of water, you can see that it opens up into a cavernous area down below, and even though you would sense that there would be like darkness, true darkness down there, you are sensing somewhat of a bit of a light from this area as well. Soon enough, you reach the bottom, and you and your feet hit the floor, and you're just being battered right now with a ton of water over your head. It's kind of like an overbearing shower that you are having right now.
I step out of it.
Yeah, move yourself out, and it's kind of pouring into a funnel onto the floor here. It's just like splashing all over. You can see that the floor here has been worn away and has been cupped due to the excessive amount of water wear in this area. And as you kind of look around, you notice that the glow that you're seeing, it comes from what looks to be some crystals on the wall. And in the area, you don't see any sign of Grigory, but you do notice a kind of a wispiness about the ceiling and walls in the area.
This is an interesting room.
As your eyes adjust, you notice that the kind of the glitteriness that you're seeing up there is spider webs.
Well, it looks like I've walked into a trap. Grieger, where are you? I can't see you. Where did you go?
You don't hear anything. All you're hearing is the massive splash of water behind you. And Josh has dropped again. Got him again. All good, Josh?
Yeah, I think my speakers just broke.
Well, not too sure how we'll be able to fix that, but
I got headphones on. It'll work for now.
Okay.
Need to find a way to bring more light into this area.
And it's dimly lit. It is not entirely dark. But you can basically see your surroundings here about you. It's very cavernous. Appears to be about a corridor that's about 30 feet in width on either side that you can see, and looking up you can see where the funnel of water is coming forth, and you still have the line in your hand. Meantime, the rest of you guys he's like, it's gone slack, is what the ranger purports to you.
Shall we pull him back?
I guess I'm not getting any signal. We may as well see if it's. He starts pulling it forward. In the meantime, Merlin, you notice that your rope is starting to draw into the funnel of water again.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And I start yarding on it.
Doink doink, and then suddenly he's like, "Oh, I'm getting some sort of a tug on it. I think he's letting us know that he's at the bottom. He's like, he looks around. He goes, "Let's go secure this rope against one of these boulders here." And he loops it around and ends up tying a knot and securing it. He grabs the length of rope and he looks at the rest of you. "I guess I'll go next." And he plunges it himself in as he descends down the rope into the whirlpool.
Magnus will follow him and shimmy down the rope himself.
the old man. Yeah, you feel the weight of the water as you're descending down. November is last.
Yeah, I'll head down as well.
Okay. And soon enough, you end up at the bottom. You look around, basically seeing this large cavernous area. Once again, it looks to be partially lit by the crystals around here. Appears to be some sort of a fungus that dwarves have seen before. So you know of this kind of material. It's like a lichen that grows underground and gives off a bit of phosphorescence. And the crystals around here are kind of amplifying the light a little bit off of them. But
Yes. I feel as though I'm back at home. We used to cultivate these crystals back in our caverns. Quite ingenious. Again, shows the superiority of dwarven engineering.
The ranger just shakes his head and looking around, you can see that Merlin's here as well, still looking for Gregory. There doesn't seem to be any sign of the gnome.
I wonder if he went down towards that light.
I guess we can walk and find out.
I'm going to check over there. You guys can follow if you want. I need to
Magnus will
find
follow.
Grieger.
Yeah, Magnus will go with him.
Yeah.
Should we be concerned about the webs up there? I don't recall ever seeing those in the Dwarven Cavern before.
Be cautious around the webs.
I advise that we don't touch anything. That could be bad.
As you start to move down this cavern, appears to be about 30 feet in width, fairly large. And moving along, you start to notice that the webbing is starting to get a little bit thicker in this area. And it appears to be like more matted along the walls as you see it continuing along. You notice that the lichen and the crystals are also enveloped in some of this webbing, and you can see it kind of gives off a kind of an eerie, kind of iridescent glow about it. And you do kind of sense that possibly part of the ceiling seems to kind of quiver a little bit.
We're not alone.
It still continues on for what it looks, it still continues on further and further. And you notice that there is a kind of like a little spot there where there's a clump of what appears to be almost like cocoon, like large cocoon, like wrapping of this silk. Of this looks to be like a spider silk or something.
I walk up to it and I start tearing it open.
you open this one up and you find like you pull it open, you start to uncover what looks to be a humanoid shape in there as you're kind of reaching through and scraping away at it. It's very tough kind of stuff. Probably need a blade by the looks of it to cut through it.
Who's got a knife?
Stand back! I raise the axe with shaking hands and chop the side of the cocoon.
You chop away partially into it, and yeah, your blade kind of sunders apart a good vast bit of it, and it cleaves forth, and you can see the humanoid shape inside is kind of like eyes open up, but they look like they're kind of glazed over, and you kind of notice the face before you kind of, opens its mouth and goes, and what you see is one of these Draugr undead kind of like starts moving around and struggling within the web. It kind of just starts to come to life in this cocoon.
Wrong cocoon! I try to close the thing back up.
I'm going to
Sew it back
go
up.
over and set it on fire.
And November with her
Nice one.
It starts going up, and all of a sudden the rest of the webs start going up as well, causing a massive flurry of heat starting up in this area.
Well,
Oh,
hopefully,
look
Gregorio
what you
isn't in
did.
it. If one starts screaming, just
The
go for it.
the ranger is like, no, and he's like, run this way. He starts running back from where you guys came from.
Back to the water!
Back to the water. And basically all the cave walls start to like come to life in just a massive flurry of light and flame, and from behind some of the areas you can see a couple of things go scree, and they end up falling forth, and it's kind of like these ball like things that come down and tumble forth, and you can see that they have little spindly arms on, like coming out, legs, and they're screeching as they're being incinerated by the massive flames enveloping them.
Barbecue anyone?
You guys end
I'm
up
running out of there.
running out back into the where the funnel of water's coming down, and
I'm going to use my speed to surpass everyone to get out of there.
yeah, phase through everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you end up reaching there first, of course, Merlin, and followed by the elves, and of course the last being Magnus, the short-legged one.
What took you so long?
Magnus's voice has changed yet again, and he goes, "Who set the room on fire?" And he runs past everybody.
And everybody catches their breath back into the room, and kind of like, soon enough, you can see like the last dying flares of flames dying off up the top of the roof of the cave, and a couple of cindery, smoldery little flamelet kind of fractaling along in the walls in this area as well, kind of just dying out in the last vestiges of the spider silk in this area. But you have a very strong stench of burning, kind of like something terrible has been cooked in the area.
Oh, one's extra crispy.
Yeah,
Everyone's still got all their hair?
Yeah, everyone still has their hair. Their lovely elven locks have been untouched.
Still got the beard.
I sure hope
Looks
your
like it
friend,
came
your
close to Magnus.
friend, I sure hope your friend Grieger wasn't in all that.
I hope not. I need to look for him still.
If he was, hopefully he's fireproof.
I
So-
sure hope so. Otherwise, he'll have a scorched behind.
Well, it's either that or spider food, so hopefully we saved him. Kind of.
Ranger gets his bow ready and looks at the rest of the party.
Onward.
Alrighty.
So I had-
the
Magnus will suggest that we go back now that the fire's out and search that area again. See if we can find any remains of Grieger or an exit to this room.
you make your way down through the cavern once again. This time you've got a little bit more light because of the dissipation of the lichen in this area seems to be a little brighter now. And as you head on through this cavern area, you can see that there is, the remains of these spiderlings everywhere. They measure to like almost like a large ball size, with and you can see like the smoldering, smoke coming off of them as they cook, basically on the floor of the cavern here. And the remains of that Draugr, there's a couple more that you can see as well as you look up ahead. There's a couple more, kind of distorted looking humanoid figures in the flames. And eventually you come upon one body which is smaller in stature, and you see that it remains lying still on the floor in the side of the wall of the cave.
I run over to it. I open up the webbing around it.
There is no webbing around it. It's just cindered right now. The webbing looked like it had encompassed him, and it's all char now.
So I peel off everything to see what it is underneath.
Yeah, you pull forth. Yeah, there's like burnt clothing and such. You see it's kind of more of a fresh body, and yeah, by the looks of it, it is a gnome. He looks to be bloated, and you notice that there is a couple of holes in his in the side of his neck, like he had been bitten by something rather large.
Is this you, Grieger? Did you get yourself killed?
Check to see if he's got any on
Anything on him?
him. Any positions that might be left to tell who it might be.
Yeah, this is obviously still Grieger. And by the looks of him, his body is, the flesh on him is changed quite a bit. Like his complexion is very flushed. It kind of has a greenish tinge to him.
I'll check him over carefully, and it's pretty clear that he's dead. But I'll see if there's any possibility of if he was just barely clinging to life, if we could revive him in some way. I have a blessing of the gods health ability from my attunement to one of the lost gods.
If you wish to go ahead and try that, you may. And you notice that the body kind of like comes to life a bit, and you hear it gasp for some air, and it's still like he's still got that awful tinge to him, and he's like, that you, Master? Is that
It is
you?
me, Grieger. We thought we lost you.
I thought I died. Oh, I swear I seen the Lady of the Regions.
Quickly, gnome, what bit you, and where did it come from?
It was big. I couldn't see much. It grabbed from me, but from behind. And just as he's saying that, you hear something sneaking up behind you. You hear the rocks kind of rattle off the sides of the cavern as something falls from the cavern walls down, slump, and it starts to move kind of forwards. You can notice that 3 of its legs have been kind of burnt and gnarled off on one side, and it hisses as it falls towards you. And it goes.
My head shoots towards that direction.
And
You tried to kill my Grieger. You will die now.
you may lunge for the attack. Merlin.
I'm going to use... Yep. I'm going to roll for the attack. Oh,
And that you
wrong,
go forward.
Wrong dice.
Yep. It ends up moving to the side, like, you know, it collects its you know, agility and kind of evades your move. But you are fairly quick as well. Let's go to Magnus.
Magnus shouts, "You will not make a meal of me, you foul beast. It'll be a hot day or a cold day in hell before that happens." And he swings Blackheart at it.
Roll. This was a challenging. It's been reduced to difficult, so you need a 12 or higher to hit.
Okay, and he's exerting himself with some effort to do this.
Then it's a 9. Ooh. With a mighty swing, this giant spider is surprisingly agile still, and deflects the attack, which leads us to November. We don't hear Josh.
Oh, yeah. The internet cut out for a second. Very spotty signal.
Okay, did you hear what was happening?
I know he attacked it, but that was all last I heard.
Okay,
It's your turn to attack there, bud.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll try using Blessing of the Gods, Death and Darkness.
Nice. Okay. And that's the withering one, correct?
Yep. Yeah, I'll just run up to it, grab one of its legs, and attack it.
Okay. And that causes that much damage. And yeah, you notice that where you touch it, it kind of withers out a bit, causing it what looks to be extreme agony as it hisses at you. Sertel shoots an arrow at it. Okay, do you guys want the GM'd intrusion? It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I'll take it. Why not?
I'm
sure.
You take it.
At this point, yeah. I deserve it.
All right, let me go ahead and give you guys each an experience. Let's see. It was. We'll go with November. November. You gain it, and you gain a. Let me go ahead and do this for you. XP of 2. You can give the extra XP point to any one of the other characters.
I'll give it to Merlin. I kind of sort of might have killed his buddy.
Okay.
So
There we go. So Merlin has one as well. Alrighty. And as that occurs, you notice that there is a mass of these spiderlings that come down from the ceiling as well.
didn't fry them all.
And being that we are at our 11 o'clock right now, that is where we'll leave it.
Dun, dun,
On a
dun.
cliffhanger, of course, of course. So we have spiders, spiderling.
Of course, we get right into the game, and then it's like, "Haha, we're gonna stop there."
Yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah.
It is. Yep. We've hit our limit right now.
It's okay. I've been having a lot of technical difficulties.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
hopefully next time that'll be better.
A little bit of a shortened session due to other things happening, and but we managed to finally get ourselves online, which is good. Thank you.
Yep.
So, whew, alrighty, cool. And as I'm gonna end up, because of all the things that you have encountered here, I will give you each an extra XP. So we will increase everybody's by 1 as well. So Maryland has 3 XP, November has 3, and where are we here? Here we go. We'll give Magnus 1 as well. There we are. Awesome. I have to remember to give you guys those GM intrusion things for XP all the time. So there we go. Let me write everything down so that I don't forget it. Because I had to go back at our last episode to find out where did we last leave off. It's been so long. So
Well, it's been over a month.
yeah. Alrighty. So
Yeah, I got everything written down here as well, so that way I'm not like, "Hey, about that, where are we?"
Alrighty. Thank you guys, everybody that has tuned in now or later. Appreciate your continuing support for the channel. Just doing the subs, and awesome. We'll convene the next not next Monday, but the Monday after with well, hold on. Let me think about this. We'll see about that. We'll have to check what my scheduling is for then too. I have a couple other things that I need to do as well. So we'll.
I'm sure we'll keep you informed for the viewers out there.
Yeah.
On the update of our next session.
The next session we have lined up is next week, Sunday. Once again, our Traveler game, and if everything works out, the week after should be okay. But I'm still kind of hesitant. I have other things that might be occurring, so just to give you all a heads up. Next Sunday is a go, though. So, and of course, once again, if you feel like it, subscribe, because we learn things about role playing. We're learning more about role playing, and you're learning more about role playing. So let's learn off each other. And subscribe. It's free. Just do it. Do it now.
The spiders will get you.